Good morning, YouTube. This is Rosemary. Yes, I'm in my gown. Guys, I can't do videos during the day. They got to be in the morning, right after my devotion time. I just feel like God helps me to answer these questions. And if you don't believe that, oh well. But believe me, that's how I can get through the day. I get through my day with devotion, and then I get on the computer and I start reading these questions that I get, and I got one. And so anyway, I know I didn't need to explain, but sometimes, you know, people don't understand why she's in her gown again. Anyway, and like I said, it's early, so my throat. This person is needing some advice. And I know that when I say you guys leave comments, or when I do a question. Now, when I do questions, I don't usually write back on the comments, but I read them, and I want you to comment so that the person that asked the question will get some answers. Because I know all of my friends can help me answer any question that I have, right? Anyway, here it goes. In my choice for weight loss surgery, she's already made her decision. Okay, she's going to have RNY, and her husband has a friend. I think they work together, and he is I think she said he was a neurologist. Anyway, the point is that he sees a lot of gastric bypass patients, and they have some have complications, and he's like, oh, you don't want your wife to have that surgery. No. He is a neurosurgeon who, of course, sees patients that have had complications, being that the procedure cuts many nerve endings. There is a strong possibility that this complication has happened to a lot of people. So my question is, this is the question. Did you have people discouraging you to have the RNY? And if so, what made you move forward in your decision despite I know you will give despite genuine, sincere hearted friends discouragement, if any. Okay. In order for me to answer this question, I've got to tell you something that happened in my life. And I hope it all kind of comes together and makes you see, because I'm a visual person, and makes you see why I wouldn't let anybody discourage me. Okay? When I was a school teacher, and when I was, we didn't have insurance, so we were trying to get insurance, or the company was trying to get insurance, the school was trying to get insurance. They needed to know how much I weighed. I'm going to try and make this short as possible, guys, seriously. So just stay with me, bear with me. And so, I needed to go and get weighed. Well, the clinic I went to couldn't weigh me. They didn't have the ability to weigh someone over 400 pounds. Yeah. So, they would find people. Of course, there were people that weighed more than me, or weighed around me. So what they would do to get a correct estimate on their papers or whatever, they would send them to this warehouse down the street. So they sent me to, I think it was a door company. All I saw was doors. I honestly don't know where I was at. I know it was a warehouse. When I get there, I'm looking, I go up these stairs, and I go in, and it's cold and dark, and, well, not really dark, but it just wasn't, the atmosphere was very cold, and all I saw was wood and doors, and I'm looking for somebody, and I finally find somebody, and I say, Dr. So-and-so sent me, or the clinic sent me, I need to get weighed. And I had a paper in my hand, kind of like that, you know, the papers that they give you. And the guy looks at me and goes, "Oh, yeah, yeah." And he grabs the paper like this. And I kind of got startled, like, oh, where am I? You know, oh, this guy's not going to be nice. And he just points to it. He goes, "It's over there. Just get on it." And I'm thinking, oh, I can't get on that. Now, mind you, I'm short, and my knees don't work all that great, and I'm over 400 pounds. And I still don't know how. I didn't even think I was 400 pounds. I thought I was like 300 something. I really did. And I don't know why in our brains we think we're way less than what we really are. And so there's this. It's like a block of iron, and you have to stand on it, or at least that's how they weighed the doors, I guess. But I didn't know how to get up on it, seriously. Anyway, to make a long story short, I finally get up on that thing without any of his assistance, because he wouldn't even help me. He saw me struggling too. I get up there, sweetheart. He looks at the number. He writes it as big as the paper. I mean, big. He writes 4, 4, 7. And he writes it like with anger. And I'm trying to get down. I can't get down. And this other gentleman saw me struggling, because I was scared to go get down. And I didn't know how to hold on to. There was nothing to really hold on to. And the gentleman helps me down. Takes the paper from the other guy. Hands me the paper. And my heart starts to palpitate. And I walk down the stairs, and I begin to cry. And I thought, this is where I've come. I've come to 447. I don't mean to make these stories horrible. This is my life, guys. This is not something that you can make up, you know. And if you do, boy, I don't even want to go see watch that movie. But this is my life. And I'm walking down the stairs thinking, my life is over. And a few days later, I had already given the paper to my boss. And a few days later, we were having lunch there with the children. We were in the lunchroom. And she comes over and she says, "Well, they didn't give us the insurance." And I said, "Why?" And she says, "Because of your weight." And I know that she didn't say it with anger. She didn't say it with anger or anything. She almost didn't want to tell me. But I'm thinking that maybe she wanted to kind of wake me up and go, "You've got to do something." And I'm sitting there with a big old plate of food. And I look into the food and I'm like, I couldn't even, first of all, I was already upset. I had been upset for days because of the number. And I kept thinking, I'm trapped. There's nothing, I've done it all. I've done the pills, guys. I'm looking at her going, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to get this weight off. I kept like, somebody help me, but I don't know how to get any help. And then I fell. And that's another story, guys. And I know you know the story. I don't want to make this very long. I just want to answer this question. If somebody had come to me at that moment, sweetheart, and said, RNY is going to give you that decision, because at that moment I still didn't have the answer, okay? I still didn't have the answer. This is back in the day, okay? So I'm trying to speed this up to tell you, to answer the question for you right now. In my own experience. I can't answer it any other way. I can't say go and have it no matter what your husband said. I can only give you my experiences. But if somebody had come and tried to tell me, you know what, we've had this complications, we've had this, we've had that, I'm not living at 447. I'm only existing. And if gastric bypass is going to give me a chance to live again, or somehow live comfortably in my body, I am going for it. But that's not the way it all happened. I ended up falling. Long story. It took 4 men to pick me up. And then I started the Atkins diet. And the first year I lost 300. The second year I lost 200. The last year, well, it was 100, 100, 100. And I finally got to 147 on my honeymoon. And then my weight went all the way up to 285. The doctor saw me. I was really depressed. One of my doctors sent me to another doctor and said, look, I can get you need to have gastric bypass. That's the only way you're going to maintain your weight. And if you can lose 20 pounds, because our insurance was about to lapse. And he said, if you can lose 20 pounds or get that liver shrunk, you've been approved. All I need you to do is lose 20 pounds. And honey, I lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks. I don't know how I did it, because I need to lose 30 right now. But I did it in the name of Jesus. I went forward. You know? I went forward because I was not going to go back to 447 or more. I was not going to do that. Did you have people discourage you? No, I was discouraged already, honey. I was already discouraged. I was already looking for a way out and just didn't know there was a way out. I didn't know about RNY. I didn't know about gastric bypass. I can't make the decision for you at all. And your husband only wants the best for you. But I can tell you that I don't ever want to go back. I want to keep going forward. And there's times where I keep thinking that I want to get to 130. But you know what? I'm at 150 and I'm happy. And I just have to keep remembering that there was a time where I was told I was 447, because I don't even know how they saw the weigher. The scale, whatever they put me on. I don't know where they got the number. So I couldn't like look up and look at a number. All I know is that I didn't feel like there was any hope for me. I had to make the hope for myself. I had to do something about it. And I finally did. And I don't want to go back. I just want to keep going forward. And if my body wants to stay at 150, then it stays at 150. But at least it's not going up to 447. Did I make any sense? Did I answer your question? I hope I did, sweetheart. Please let me know. I will be sharing this video with you soon. And make your decision for you. Live your life for a change for you. And I pray your husband sees that you just want to be healthy. And sometimes, some of us, this is the only way we can be healthy. I love you. And I'll be back. Bye for now. I don't mean to be sad. I'm happy. I'm happy now. I just had to live a rough life. And I've wondered always, why did I have to live that kind of life? And my sister reminds me all the time so that I could share it on YouTube. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, I'm done. You guys, please leave comments for this person. Give her your take on it. I love you guys. Bye for now.